So what do you think happens when work becomes the main source of purpose for an individual?
Back then, work was a kind of source of provider of your utility, whatever you, so it's a source of income kind of thing. And again, the source of status as well, of course. The work pressure was different. The corporate culture wasn't there back then as much as it is now. Uh, but I think it's a bit of a personal choice whether how much serious you. For example, when I was growing up, and a few of my cousins or some of my other friends, they were a lot more ambitious in kind of work side of things than I was. For example, in my first job, I worked like 10, 12 hours in a hedge fund because when you have position in the market, so sometimes you have to work really late. But I never took, even if I worked 12 hours a day or 8 hours a day, that work overly kind of burdened me. I'll stay chillaxed even. So I liked working that way. And you would know that when it came to businesses, and so my working hour kind of shifted to maybe 3, 4 hours a day. I never took work personally as just life. Work was source of providing meaning to life. It will provide, for example, financial freedom and other things to support the rest of life which I wanted to shape. I don't know, I never understood that side of where people see work as just their life. And I know some people see that way. Very recently I was speaking to a friend, and he was saying the same because he works really hard, like 9, 10 hours a day. And he would say, "Well, I love my work," but that's all he would talk about. I don't see that's how it should be. I think life is a lot bigger than just work, and people should see work as part of it. And of course, they should love their work, and they should, as I said, when I was working even 10, 12 hours, I enjoyed it. I loved it. It produced a lot of livelihood for me. But that wasn't my life. I had life outside of it. And I used to call the life outside of it my life. So my friends, my family, the people I interacted with. So that was the joy I had. And in the same way, if somebody's at work and they have friends there, and they're having interacting, so that's a different thing. But just calling work as life is, I find that is a bit counterproductive for life.
That's a very interesting point that you mentioned how outside of work, life was life.